And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the black with gray trim. His official weight of 10 stones bang on. He is a veteran of 67 fights. Hailing from Sheffield, England, United Kingdom. Introducing Karl Sampson. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing the black and red. His official weight of 9 stones, 12 pounds. He is currently undefeated with 2 wins. Hailing from Billericay, Essex, England, United Kingdom. Introducing Max Schultz.
All right, lads, you already know the rules. Above all, protect yourself and obey my command at all times. Now touch gloves and good luck.
You know, against the seasoned veteran, Karl Sampson.
Seconds out.
Should be interesting, this one, Denzel.
Yep, it should be interesting.
Schultz from Billericay has brought a good crowd in with him this evening as well. Boxing
No, just nice and sharp. Boxing at a southpaw position.
Yep, Sampson, one of those guys as we've seen in. Oh, he's hurt early here.
Good left hand there from Schultz.
I tell you what, he was stunned there with a little shot, and that is rare. I was just about to say Sampson, like the other journeyman that we've seen on the bill tonight, is known for being very tough, very durable. And he was stunned there, left down through the middle.
He wisely took that knee. I think he got stunned and then didn't know where the punches were coming from. Rather than take a heavy shot, just take a pause.
I think it was that sharpness from Schultz. I mean, he probably didn't even see the shot that landed.
Yeah, he's got the height and the reach. Schultz boxing out that southpaw style, and he didn't see that shot was delivered.
Yeah, I think Schultz now just needs to not rush his work. Still be sharp, still let that sharp jab go in and that sharp backhand, but not rush and kill his space so that Sampson has a way to hold.
You know, that's such a hard thing to do as well. Like when you've sold the tickets that Schultz has sold in here tonight, and you're having your 3rd professional contest, you're a relative novice as well. You put all that into consideration. You go, how do you not get carried away with it?
Yeah, you do want to be exciting for your crowd and that, but he's got to be disciplined. Otherwise, this can go from a good performance to a scrappy fight because Sampson's going to want to survive and see out the final bell.
Yeah, composure is key.
There is some danger for Schultz in a early success like that where the knee is taken, because now if Sampson does decide to get defensive and see that kind of action is available to him, you might make a much harder fight for Max getting a knockdown again or getting a knockout.
Yep. Sampson's got that wake-up call early. He's going to warm to the power, so that's what I'm saying. He just needs to not get greedy and crowd his work, because Sampson will hold at every opportunity he gets.
I tell you what, Sampson's going to have to cover a lot of ground in there tonight. That is for sure, mate, because he is moving around the perimeter of that ring faster than he normally does. And that's because he's been stunned early here by young Max Schultz, who started this contest very, very well. And he's showing a little bit of composure in there, Schultz, as well, Like I say, like early success, and you think, right, he's not chasing too much. He's cutting off the ring well. Body shot goes in again there. And another little left hook on the inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about from Sampson, just circling the ring and trying to stay away from action. It's up to Schultz to figure out how to cut that ring off. You just can't let him walk away from the action like that, or this is what it's going to be every round.
Yeah, exactly,
Good first round there from Sampson. Schultz, sorry.
From Schultz, yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad round from Sampson, to be fair, either, because he got tagged early. And he recovered really well, because he got on his bike, as he should have done, because that's what it's all about, survival mode, get out there, move. And I tell you what, one thing I will say, Denzel, Karl Sampson's been doing his road work, mate, because he was covering some track in there. He was moving around, moving around well, and he used that space to perfection, really.
Yeah, no, he did. He did, and he managed to to make Schultz chase him instead of cut the ring off. So that's what made it easy for him also to cover that ground and move out the way. And you know, Schultz is so worried about that lead foot being on the outside. He's giving all that room on the inside for Sampson to move around, which is why he's moving to his right so heavily.
Yeah, wise words there from Denzel Bentley.
Yeah, those are corner words. I hope that's what he heard right there between the rounds.
Well, do you know what? I think some of the fighters have been listening to him tonight, because when he's been telling them to turn it up or do this, do that, I don't know if he's got a loud voice or what. They seem to have been doing it. He's been calling it on point tonight, Denzel Bentley.
I want to keep my job.
That's it. And if Radio Raheem had his way, we'd have all the undercard fight, all the underdog fighters. They'd all be coming out victorious.
I want to keep the audience.
I want to keep the audience.
You never know what's going to happen here at York Hall.
Well, Schultz again starting this round very, very fast. But he has to be switched on, and remember that Sampson can come back at some point.
Yeah,
you know, it's
most
easy
definitely.
to lose focus. You're just focusing on getting your opponent out of there, delivering, but you can have a tendency then to switch off, which can be bad for a young fighter.
Yeah, most definitely. He's still got to be defensively responsible, even though he's walking Sampson down. Because as we've seen in the past, a lot of fighters carry power on that back foot, and you don't want to get caught leaping in because you're trying to hurt your opponent.
Good lead left hands again there from Schultz. One to the body, one to the head.
Looks like Schultz, instead of cutting the ring off with his feet, is trying to measure the distance with his hands.
Yeah.
That will open up some opportunities for Sampson to counterpunch if he has the mind to do so. Also, it'll tire Schultz out. It's quite the frustrating way to chase a fighter with your hands and not your feet.
I could honestly say I think the last thing on Sampson's mind at the moment is counterpunching. I think it's all about keeping distance and keeping out of trouble. I think he's accepted defeat already, if I'm totally honest. This is about getting that moral victory of hearing that final bell.
It is, but also he does need to close that distance with his feet, because with his hands, he's throwing a double jab and trying to come for the left of the body, but he's falling short because Sampson keeps stepping back. Every step Schultz takes, Sampson steps back with it, so he's keeping that distance really well.
So how do you close the gap when you're chasing a fight like that? You move your feet before you throw your hands. Don't close the gap with your hands. Close the gap with your feet. Move the feet into range, then let the shots go.
Yep.
Just like that. That's where he moved his feet first. You saw that closing the gap, and it covers so much space.
And Sampson has no answer for Schultz's offense once he's in range. You're exactly right, Spencer. Like on cue. I think they're listening to you now, finally.
Well, I'm fed up with them listening to Denzel, so I thought I've got to make myself be heard here as well. You know, that little man syndrome.
Yeah. I need just one of these underdogs to start listening to me.
You mean start letting their hands go?
That's it.
That's it.
Believe. I just need you to believe.
Well, another good round there from Max Schultz, who's put that round in the bag again. He's cutting off the ring well. He's doing pretty much what we've asked him, really, about closing the gap, moving the feet into range first, throwing the shots. But he's in against a tough, durable guy in Karl Sampson, who found himself on the seat of his pants early in the first round, recovered well, and has now got on his bike. And what we were saying earlier on, Dens, about that, like when your opponent comes to survive effectively, and that's what Sampson's doing now, and doing a good job doing that. You go, that's very difficult to get them out of there or to even look good against.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I don't think originally he came to survive, but after that first knockdown, he turned his ambitions to surviving. Now I'm not getting stopped, and now it's hard to, like you said, shut down that gap, close that gap, and do all these things as an inexperienced fighter to try and slow down the experienced fighter, regardless of their record or the fights they've had.
Yep. So poor Radio Raheem hasn't got a chance of getting the pulling off the underdog one here either, has he?
Not quite yet.
I will say, though, these are good matchups for the fighters that are on the track to win. And that's fair to say. Like, we've seen some underdogs here that have quite a few losses, but they're giving the opponent the kind of work they need. We're finding things out about these A-side fighters.
Yep. It's all part of the apprenticeship, all part of the development, and this is where it happens here at the York Hall Bethnal Green, We've seen so many good fighters, boxing here in the past, and a lot of good fighters at the beginning of their careers developing here week in, week out. One of them sitting next to me, actually, Denzel Bentley, who's had many a nights here. And Denz, you love coming back to the York Hall. There's something magical about this place, right?
The energy's crazy, man. The crowd, it's an intimate venue. I mean, the crowd's on top of you. If you're performing well and your crowd are in the house, you're going to hear them. Do you know what I mean? So it's a nice venue to be at, man. It's legendary.
But a lot of people, like on their days off or their weekends off, they like to go cinema or go to a restaurant or even go down to the pub or whatever. Not Denzel Bentley, you find him at the York Hall, Bethnal Green, mate. Whether he's working or not working, this is his home.
You catch me here, slip through the back door and you just see him in the house.
That's it. How do you get in, mate? I'm not gonna tell you.
I see Schultz stalking now. I think he's at least getting to Sampson faster. He's not quite letting him just slip out the side door.
No, but this is good work here from Schultz. Just like you say, he's stalking now. He's trying to cut the ring off, but he's showing patience as well. He's not getting reckless, and it's easy to lose your head, when you're early in your career like this against someone like Karl Sampson, because the kid don't stop running. It gets you get frustrated, 100%. And it's easy to lose your head, and then you over try, and then you fall. You're overreaching or falling short, and it's not a good space to be in, because when the fight's over, you're like questioning yourself. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Schultz is doing the right thing here.
Yeah, no, he is. That was a good body shot from him.
Yeah.
That was, but that's exactly what Sampson wants him to do. Sampson wants him to overreach and fall in so he can hold, just like that. He wants to he's going to hold at every opportunity he gets.
Now, the craftier fighters, when a guy hugs you like that, you start hitting him in the kidneys. Tapping those kidneys.
Just keep letting him know, I'm going to throw even though you're holding.
Yeah, but you know what, though? He puts himself in a position, Sampson. You look when he's holding, he puts himself in a position where Schultz can't let any shots go. He can't even tap him in the ribs because of the way that he ties him up.
As bad as it sounds, the worst thing Schultz could have done was put him over in that first round.
Yeah, absolutely, because he's got more defensive than he would normally have been. Like any bit of ambition that he may have had, has gone. From that moment there, it was like, right, you've messed it up for yourself now. So I'm going to make life difficult for you.
Yeah, 100%. You're going to have to catch me now.
When a fighter's leading with their head, like I see Sampson doing now, coming in for the hug, what's the best shot to keep him off you or to make him pay for that?
I think you take a half a step back and throw an uppercut.
That's exactly what you do. Right? So it's not about the hands, it's about the feet. If a fighter's coming into you like that, you have to create the space. When we're talking about being creative, it's not just on the front foot, it's on the back foot as well. So if you get inside and the fighter's clinging you, what do? How do you get out of there? You don't wrestle him and push him back. You step back with your back foot, and that creates a space automatically for you to throw the short shots on the inside and the uppercuts. And that's what he has to do here. He's stalking, but then when you get that moment where you see Sampson go to grab him, as soon as he goes to grab him, take half a step back and deliver the shots.
Bing.
And where they're both the opposite stance, where like Schultz is southpaw and Sampson's orthodox, when he does that, leaps forward to try and hold, he's leaning his head onto his backhand, onto Schultz's backhand. So their shot's there, however he wants to throw it, it's there.
Again, Sampson just really on that back foot. And there, see, look, the way that he's tying him up there, he's putting his head on his shoulder, and it's very difficult to get anything off there. But that's for Schultz just to take that back foot out of range, take that step back. Don't push forward.
Look at Sampson's moving. When he's orthodox, he just circles round to his right, because that's where the space is. Schultz is trying to be on the outside. That's good body shots, though.
That was lovely. That was lovely work there from Schultz.
It is. But, what Sampson's doing, you're not meant to do. Move to a southpaw backhand. But he's doing it because that's where the space is. If he moves to his left, he'll be shut down. So he's just circling to his right, and Schultz hasn't figured that yet. If Schultz just takes a step to his left, he will close that gap and he'll be closing him down instead of chasing.
Yep, see, if you look now with the orthodox and the southpaw, the orthodox in Sampson has got his lead left foot on the outside of Schultz's foot. So when he's got his lead left foot on the outside, that means he controls the space. For Schultz here, he needs to get his boot on the outside of Sampson's lead foot, and that will cut the space down. That's what Denz is talking about there. That's the technical, like they're the minor changes that make a huge difference. You know what I mean?
And the point that both of you are making is you don't move into the power of your opponent, which was what Sampson's doing, but that body shot, that left hook to the body on Sampson's available every time he moves to Schultz's left.
Yep.
That's what the punch should be doing, is stopping Sampson from moving to his left by hitting him with a vicious body shot every time he takes that step.
Yep. But even when he's trying to throw that shot, he lands it at times, but at times it's out of range because Sampson just skips back. See right there, like Spencer said, he doesn't need to wrestle in the clinch. That's just wasting energy.
Yep,
Right here, if he just feints him and makes, if Schultz throws a feint and lets Sampson's lead in, he can take that step back and land a shot to the body or to the head. Look when.
I tell you what, Schultz has got to be careful not to switch off completely. At some points, his hands are below his own belt line.
Yeah.
I don't care who you're in there with. That's a dangerous position to be in.
It is, but he's just showing how comfortable he is because nothing's coming back from Sampson.
Yeah, I think Sampson's resigned to throwing punches now. He just wants to hear the bell.
Just wants to hear
you
the
know
bell.
what I mean? Look, he's clocking up some. You could imagine if he had one of those watches on. He's clocking up some kilometres there, mate. You know, he would have closed a few rings there for sure.
Yep.
He's getting his steps in for the day.
He's getting them steps in. Them left hands to the body from Schultz are exactly what he needs to do whenever he finds Sampson moving to his right. Just throw that left hand to the body, but he's got to close the distance with his feet.
Yep. This is pretty as simple as that, really. There we see the record of both guys. Schultz undefeated in 2, and Sampson hasn't had a win for a while, and only 9 out of 68 odd fights. Sorry, I'm doing you there. Actually, it was 67.
We got to start slipping more punches.
That's it, mate. That's it. That's the trouble with us boxers and ex-boxers, that school life was never the forefront of our focus. You know what I mean? It was like I used to walk to school across a field, not actually go into the school and walk back home. That was pretty much where I was at, and that's because I'd been running in the morning before. It's just mad. It's mad. So any kids that are listening out there, make sure you walk through those school gates.
Yeah, 100%. Go to boxing after.
Because otherwise you end up like me and Denzel Bentley, not being able to tell the records and the victories of each fighter and the number of fights they've had.
We've got to count our fingers. See right there, where Sampson leaped in, if Schultz just took that step back, he would have fell him to a shot there.
That's exactly what it is, and I think that's like you look at the foundations. You go, the kid's got it all there. He's tall. 100%. He's a southpaw. He's got all the attributes. Now let's build on that. Take the constructive criticism home. You know, work on that. Look back on this fight and go, yeah, you're right. Let me create that space. Let me try stepping back. Let me try coming off the line a little bit and being a little bit more creative, because it's not just about chasing these guys. It's about forcing them into making mistakes as well. 100%. That's where the opportunity comes.
I guarantee you he'll be doing footwork drills and cutting off the ring for the next 2 months in camp.
Absolutely. You never know, Radio. He might give you the call as well, mate, because you're the man that loves the underdog.
Yeah, and I'm a good runner.
Round 5.
There we go. That's that step.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Round 5.
Sharp, though.
The 6th round up. And yep, nice sharp work again there from Schultz. That's where I like Schultz there, when he's got his hands tucked up a little bit. Like, I'm with you, Radio, on that. You know, when you're on the hunt and you're going down and you think you're in complete control, the worst thing you can do in a boxing ring is get complacent. And that's sometimes, you know, when you have that, you're thinking about just throwing shots and I'm just going to try and close the gap, catch up. Remember, the guy's got 2 arms as well, and he likes to use them occasionally. And when he does, you walk onto one, and that can be, you know, that can be a bad mistake. So that's another thing to learn from as well. You know, just not not get complacent in there.
You're exactly right. Right now, well, not at this very moment, when I started the sentence, Schultz was in range. And his hands were down, and he was ducking his chin there trying to bait Sampson. But you want to make sure that you're still in position to defend yourself if that punch does come.
100%.
Yep. Sampson just in the corner right above our commentary position, and he's very pleased with the way this one's going. He's covered a lot of ground after that not very good start in the opening round where he got dropped early in the contest. Short right, left hand done that job. He's recovered well, he's covered a lot of ground, but he's kept himself out of trouble for sure.
Yep, he has. He's been using his legs, been using his feet, been out of range, making sure that he's not there to hold any more of them sharp shots coming from Schultz.
When that bell rings for the 6th round, I want Schultz to run across the ring, right into the corner of Sampson and lay one right on his chops. That's how we need to start this round, and then just keep him in the corner, combination punching, and that's how we're going to get this second knee of the fight.
I'm going to test your knowledge here, guys. Who was the guy that Lloyd Hunnigan done that to in a world title defence when he won the world title? I think it was his first offence, and the bell rang and he ran over and knocked the guy's spark out in the corner within, I don't know, the first 10-15 seconds. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen that.
Check that out, man, on YouTube. On YouTube. I forget who it was.
Yeah, you know what, Spence? I've seen it and I can't call the name, but that was exactly what I was imagining when I said it.
Here we go, 6th and final round. Can Schultz finish the job? Can he get that knockout that he's been hunting for from the opening bell, or will Sampson keep himself out of trouble? The odds are with Sampson, if I'm honest, because he's defensively done very well. He's moving well. That's better from Schultz, switching those attacks to the body, as you've been calling for, Denzel.
Yep. I think Schultz has boxed well for what he has in front of him. He's got a man that doesn't want to engage at all, and I think he's done well for what he's got in front of him. He's thrown some good shots. You know, the only thing I can criticise is him being able to, his ability to cut off the ring better and not being too close for his work to get smothered. Just that, take that, like you said, it's not all about going forward. It's how can you draw someone in, take the half a step back, move around, make them come in for a change. If he steps off Sampson right now, Sampson would come forward, and maybe you can get some counters off of that as Sampson tries to come forward. But I think he's boxed well tonight, I'll be honest.
If Schultz encountered a fighter who could move like that and put a stick behind it, was able to punch on the move, he'd be in trouble. That's a complicated problem to solve if you don't know how to cut the ring off.
That is very true.
Especially when a fighter's moving to your strong side and you're still not able to land punches to stop him.
Yeah.
If he's got offense, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Even if Sampson flicked the jab out every now and then,
exactly,
you probably find home.
Exactly. I think both fighters at this point are just ready to finish the 6th, put this one in the books. Schultz doesn't really have an answer that's going to bring him another knockdown, much less a knockout. But it's a good show and a good lesson for him tonight, and exactly what he needs to work on when he gets back to the drawing board. Yeah,
it absolutely is. I mean, it's been a good showing here from Schultz. I think only his 3rd contest has been a little bit frustrating at times, but he's put in a good performance against a very tough, durable guy in Karl Sampson. But he hasn't stopped trying, has he?
He hasn't. Oh, good body shots. He found some good body shots there, Schultz.
That's it. That's the fight we needed him to fight for the last 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, good victory there from Max Schultz. He gets another 6 rounds under his belt. And for us, I think moves to 3-0. And Karl Sampson, it's a victory for him as well, because he gets to fight again next week.
I've got an opponent for him. I think Errol Smith is available.
tonight. It's all your fault, Robin, tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee scorecard. The ringside referee scores the bout 60 to 53. And your winner, still undefeated, Max Schultz!